Welcome to part number 3 of the Kirby's Avalanche playthrough. We're moving on to the hard stages now, and if you notice, the background has changed, the scenery has changed. We are now in the Dream Fountain, and it is here we take on the hardest opponents of the game. First off, we have Heavy Mole, and some people consider Heavy Mole to be one of the hardest opponents in the game. I'm not exactly sure why. I can't really pick out any behavior that he does that makes him difficult, but I remember as a kid I did have some trouble with him, but I never really thought he was the hardest opponent in the game. Like some of the previous opponents, he can launch off a pretty good combo, but if you launch off your own quick enough, you will win. And that's basically the same formula for any other opponent in the game. Just launch off a quick combo, disrupt their combo, then build another one, and then you should win pretty much every single match. That's the secret formula for success, if you want to call it that. But now that I've launched off a pretty good combo against Heavy Mole, he just doesn't have a chance. There's no way he can recover with that narrow of a space. It's just not going to happen. And Heavy Mole, he's not that bad. I mean, some people say he's the hardest opponent in the game. I had trouble with him as a kid, but now, I don't know. He's not too bad. Maybe the first time you play the game, you will have trouble with him, but after that, no. Anyways, here is our next opponent. It is Mr. Bright and Mr. What's the other one called? Mr. Shine and Mr. Bright. That's what it is. I remembered. This is another boss from Kirby's Adventure. I think it is the 4th boss, if I remember correctly. And I don't think these guys do anything. Like, I don't think I've ever lost to them. I really don't think they do anything. Like, it looks like right now they're building off, you know, a somewhat good combo, but I just don't think they do anything. I've never had trouble with these guys. And now, look, they're done. There's no way they're going to recover from this. Look at that! Look at that! Giant combo! No, I gotta bring up, like, a Killer Instinct. I forgot what it's called. But it's from Killer Instinct. You know, that fighting game? The game with all the cool voices and that great soundtrack. I love the soundtrack to Killer Instinct. That's one of my favorite soundtracks. Not of all time, but let's say my favorite soundtracks in a fighting game. Anyways, here's our next opponent. It is Kracko. Kracko is once again another boss from Kirby's Adventure. I believe this is the 5th boss. And Kracko can be challenging, but he doesn't really have any defining behavior. Once you get past the early stages, everyone seems to lose all of those traits that made them distinguishable from one another. Like if you remember Wispy Woods, he made 4 layers of blocks right off the start, and Broom Hatter made just 2 columns on the sides. After you get past those early stages, the bosses don't, or the opponents don't really do anything. They don't have any defining characteristics like they did before. And maybe that's a good thing because the AI was really bad in the early stages, so maybe that's a good thing. But the opponents just get harder as you go along. But they're... I can't really judge the difficulty because I've gotten so good at this game over the years that it's hard for me to say whether this game is going to be hard for you. I mean, obviously, it's easy for me, but maybe you are going to play this game right after you watch this playthrough, and maybe you are going to struggle with all the enemies. I can't really judge whether or not you're going to have difficulty with this. I remember my first time I did, but I was really young the first time I played this game, so that may have something to do with it. I don't know. But anyways, here is Meta Knight, a iconic Kirby character, and I swear that sometimes Meta Knight will just build up a tower in the middle of the screen. I don't think he does it right here, but sometimes, I swear, he builds up a tower in the middle of the screen, and you can easily defeat him if you launch off a good combo. I swear that happens sometimes. It doesn't happen in this playthrough, but I know it happens. He'll just build up a column 2 spaces wide in the very middle of his playing field, and then he just, I don't know, he like cripples himself. I swear he does it sometimes. Maybe it's only on hard mode, I don't know. But I remember him doing that a lot, and I remember him being one of the easier opponents in the game. But I don't have any video evidence, so I can't prove it to you, but I swear it happens sometimes. And I think it's here I almost actually lose. I'm definitely struggling to build a combo here. I guess at the start, I really just wasn't making the combos I wanted. Just the blocks weren't coming in my way, and it just wasn't working out. But Meta Knight over there is also struggling, so I think I barely escape with the victory. Unless I launch off a nice combo right here, which I don't think I do. Oh, that was okay. But yeah, Meta Knight's done. He is the second to last opponent in the game, and now we are moving on to the final boss. And as you might expect, the final boss is King DDD. I mean, he should be the final boss of a Kirby game. Well, most of the time he really isn't the final boss, but, you know, he's the iconic villain of the series. It's always Kirby versus King DDD, even though in most games he's really not the final boss. And in some games they even work together, which is really strange. I mean, you don't really see Mario and Bowser ever working together, except in Super Mario RPG, but that one doesn't count. That one does not count. But anyways, here's the final boss of the game. It is King DDD, and in this stage, the blocks move incredibly fast. You have to think of your move before the block starts falling. You just don't have enough time to position the block correctly. A lot of the time, you can think of a good move, but you just screw up placing the block, and it can definitely mess up your combo if you just place it in the wrong spot. And when I first played this game, King DDD was definitely the hardest opponent. Just because the blocks move so fast, you really don't have that much time to react. But in this playthrough, I don't really have too much trouble with him. He really struggles to build a combo of his own, and I think I dispose of him pretty quickly. And I forgot to mention this, when all of your opponents are close to dying, I guess we'll call it dying, whenever they're close to losing, their character portrait will start to sweat and it will start to glow, and that's just a nice attention to detail. I really like that. I think it happens with every single opponent in the game, so I'm pretty sure it does. Yeah, it does. But King DDD is almost dead here. I think this is the combo that ends his life, I guess. I don't know. It's not like the characters die after losing a match of Avalanche. Or maybe they do. I don't know. But it looks like King DDD is just crying in the corner from his character portrait right there. But then, yeah, that's Kirby's Avalanche for you. It's not the longest game ever, I will admit it, but it has a lot of replayability for me. Just because it's so much fun. It's simple, it's addicting, it's a great puzzle game. It's a lot of fun. I highly recommend you try to play this game somehow. Whatever you do, don't even think about playing Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. Just don't do that. Don't torture yourself. Play Kirby's Avalanche or play the original game, Puyo Puyo. I haven't played that, so I can't say if it's any good. But I can say that Kirby's Avalanche is a fantastic game. I highly recommend you all try to find a way to play this. It's awesome. It's so fun. It's super addicting. I could play this game for days and never get tired of it. It's so much fun. But Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, despite being a clone of this game, is absolutely terrible. Do not play it. If you play that game, I am personally going to come after you and do absolutely nothing. Yeah, so just keep that in mind if you ever think about playing Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, because that game is terrible. And if any of you like that game for some unknown reason, I feel bad for you. I really do. I suggest you go seek out a psychologist or something like that, because obviously there is something wrong with your brain or something like that. I'm just kidding. You can like the game. The only reason I hate the game is because the voices are so annoying. Maybe some people think the voices in Kirby's Avalanche are annoying. I personally like them despite how corny they are, especially when they're saying the names like Squishy and Kaboo and, you know, things like that. But there's really not that much wrong with Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. It's literally the same game. Some of the enemies even have the exact same AI, like they'll do the exact same things. So, to be honest, there's really no difference between the two games. They're both clones of Puyo Puyo, so play whatever one you want to. But if you're smart, like me, you will play Kirby's Avalanche. But that's the end of Kirby's Avalanche. I'm not going to make any type of extra video for this. There are some different modes, like there's a versus mode where you can play against your friend. There's a practice mode where you can just play around and try to build up a massive combo. There's all types of things you can do. And at the end of this credit sequence, it says now try the game on hard mode. But I don't think it really does anything. I don't think there's any reward for beating it on hard mode. I don't think you get anything for beating it. I'm trying to think, but as far as I can remember, you don't get anything for beating it. I know at some point the game will give you some sort of code that will access like a secret menu where you can adjust just some random things in the game, like I think you can turn off the glowing of the character portraits and the sweating. I think you can turn that off and on, and a few other things. I don't exactly remember. Maybe they give you that code when you beat hard mode. Like I said, I don't remember, and I honestly don't really feel like going through the game on hard mode. I just don't see the point. You know, it's the same exact game. There's literally no differences besides the fact that the enemies are harder to beat. They will make combos faster, and it's definitely more difficult to beat them, but honestly, I don't see the point, you know? And if everybody wants me to do a hard mode run for some unknown reason, I'll do it, but right now, I'm gonna move on to other things. And if you're watching this video when it comes out, I'm going to be taking sort of a 2-week break after this playthrough. Just because I'm moving into college and I want to get adjusted to a new place and all of that, so I'm going to take a 2-week break. There will be some videos in between that time, but I'm not going to be starting up a challenge and I won't be starting a playthrough. They're just going to be some random videos. I think I've got 2 or 3 of them, so yeah, I hope you enjoy those, but next up in September is the Mega Man 3 No Damage Run. I know some people have been waiting for that game since May, and I've had it done for about 2 months now. I had other things I wanted to do. I wanted to finish the summer of subscriber challenges and all that. Oh, there's the code. There's the code for the custom menu, and you can adjust different things there. If you get that on normal mode, what do you get on hard mode? I honestly don't know. I really don't. But anyways, that is the end of the Kirby's Avalanche playthrough. I hope you enjoyed, and until next time, this is UAA signing out. I'll see you guys later.